Yes, then YouTube, we are back with another video on the Wolf of an Aston Villa podcast, brought to you by myself, Connor Wolf. Drop this video a like, drop a comment down below, and if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Also, I am proudly sponsored by Luke Roper. So if you do want to check out his website, link is down in the description below, luke1977.com. Use the code WOLF20, all one word, for 20% off your whole order, including sale items. And today, we are back with another video of a player that we are more than likely probably going to sign, but it is of course up to Jack Harrison. So I'm going to show you straight away. He was on his way to Leeds, but in the last few minutes, Fabrizio Romano and a lot of people are now actually saying that Jack Harrison has done a U-turn and has chosen Aston Villa. And Aston Villa are trying to hijack Everton move for Jack Harrison despite medical tests took place today. There's a relegation clause into contracts, so up to player, more to follow. This is a really interesting one actually. Now Jack Harrison can play either from the left or the right. He's a very good player actually for Leeds. He's someone that I always really like the look of. He did get 5 goals and 7 assists last season in, of course, a Leeds team that did get relegated. 12 goals and assists. That's more than Bailey and Buendia combined last season for us, and more than Jacob Ramsey as well. So he is a player that does deliver very good output for Leeds United. I think he's better off the left, and the more and more I think about this, the more I think this move makes sense. Now, the reason being, YouTube, as I'm going to go into a bit of detail, everyone would have, of course, seen Newcastle United spanking our arse yesterday, 5-1. Yeah, what a performance. Cheers, son's crying. Bailey was crap. Let's put it blunt. Bailey was crap for another game, and I actually didn't realise this. Leon Bailey has 0 goals and assists away from home now as he goes into his 3rd season in the Premier League. He can't be relied upon. Let's be real. And Bailey did play off the right, so we do have the option of Jack Harrison playing off the right, but I think what in Unai Emery's mind, especially with the Zaniolo, but I think Zaniolo's a player that is in to replace like Watkins, not replace, but like a Watkins and Diaby backup, because I think there will be some games where we will play with Watkins, Diaby and Zaniolo and then attack with Moreno. I then think there will be some games where we play with Watkins, Zaniolo and Harrison, or all 4 of them maybe in some games. Like we literally go with like Watkins, especially say if we sign Jack Harrison, but he is injured at the moment, by the way, so this won't happen. But say we signed him and we played Everton on Sunday, we could easily play with 4 attackers against Everton because they're going to be in a low block and we will need that extra creativity and attacking presence in the final third. So we could play with Harrison off the left, Watkins up front, Diaby in like the free role or Zaniolo, and then either one that's not playing the free role have that other player on the right. I think it's a signing that makes sense, especially given how poor John McGinn did also look yesterday in that left attacking mid number 10 role. John McGinn didn't look comfortable there, and I feel like we're changing too much, moving players about that aren't comfortable in positions rather than just bread and butter. Right, you fit in that position, that's where you're playing. John McGinn, you are a lot better playing off that right hand side in that number 10 role than you are on the left hand side. He didn't look good at all, did he, right? So us going after Jack Harrison, I think makes total sense. Given Buendia's ACL injury, of course, he will be out for the rest of the season. Probably with Tyrone Mings as well, but that's completely irrelevant with Jack Harrison, right? But it makes sense. The rumour is that he may favour the Everton move because of playtime. But I think now, given Buendia's latest ACL injury, that playtime is now going to considerably rise at Aston Villa for Jack Harrison. I think he would be a shoo-in in most games off that left-hand side. He would give us an extra bit of pace, a bit of directness. And you know what? Compared to Leon Bailey, he would actually graft. Jack Harrison, for all of... I know some Leeds fans, there's a bit of like mixed reception with Leeds fans. Some say he's really good, some say he's not so good. My stepdad actually is a Leeds fan. I've been to Elland Road many times with him, actually, funnily enough. So I actually do have a soft spot for Leeds. So if there are any Leeds fans, I hope you do get promoted. Although at the moment it's not looking likely, is it, lads? But I think it makes sense. Even when we were after Gnotto, well, I don't even know if we were after Gnotto, but there were a few links murmuring around. It made sense, but when we had Buendia, Coutinho, etc., it kind of thought, well, he's not going to play that much. But then now, like I've said, Buendia out for the season with the ACL injury. It's now a move that I think really could be on the cards. And I think I mean this in no disrespect, because I do really like Everton. I think we are both very similar standard of clubs where we're at. In terms of like club size and club tradition. I think given that Villa are in Europe and that, and now the Buendia ACL injury. I think on a loan move, if Buendia was still fit and didn't have the injury, I think on a loan move, he could have gone to Leeds and played every week, and that would have made sense, right? But now, given we are actually lacking up top due to injuries and stuff like that, he will now play a lot at Aston Villa. He'll be playing in Europe. So I do think, from a player's perspective now, it kind of does seem pretty simple that you would choose Aston Villa over Everton. But if he does choose Everton, fair play to him, because it must just mean that he wants to play every week, right? So I can't knock that. And you know what? That shows good character to the lad as well. But I think now, like I've just said, with Buendia being out, that isn't the case anymore. I think he will actually play a lot of football at Villa Park at B6 this season. But it's a signing that excites me, actually. It's not one that I would have thought that would excite me. But then the more and more that I think about it, I'm excited by it. He gives us that directness. His actual numbers, which I'll show you again, YouTube, over the last few seasons in the Premier League, have actually been very good in what you could argue is a very poor Leeds team. Like he plays every week as well. He's durable. 8 goals, 1 assist, 9 goals and assists in the season before last. And in the season they got promoted, I think he played really well, didn't he? 8 goals, 8 assists. So he is a player that he bags numbers, which I feel like we lack from our wide players. Bailey, even Buendia to a certain extent. I know he's not a traditional winger, but they lack numbers, don't they? They don't get the goals and an assist. Ramsey does, and Ramsey is a key player for us. So I think for a squad player that will play a lot of football, for me, I would get him through the door. I really would. I think everything points to him now probably choosing Aston Villa. I think he probably will now, given, like I've said, Buendia being out, how badly lit. Especially, I think, you know what? Regardless of the Buendia injury, I think the performances yesterday of McGinn playing off the left and then Bailey playing on the right, like, we could have done this deal a week ago, right? Apparently, we have actually been looking at Jack Harrison since about June time anyway. But again, we had other targets, for example, Diaby and stuff like that. But then given the Buendia injury now, it makes sense. But I think yesterday, and I really, really, really firmly believe this, given the lack of work rate from Buendia, and then again, how badly John McGinn played off that left-hand side. That's not John McGinn, YouTube. You will know. I will know. Excuse me. John McGinn is so much better off that right-hand side than he is our left. So, but then the good thing is with Jack Harrison, he is versatile. And also, if there are any Leeds fans in the comment section down below, let me know what can we expect from Jack Harrison if he does choose Aston Villa on this season on loan. From what I can gather, he's a 100% player, gives it his all. The fact he signed a new deal when he didn't have to, when Leeds were looking likely to get relegated, fair play to him. Although the loan relegation release clause, yeah, bit of a dick move, but that's a good agent for you, right? So yeah, what will we expect? And is he better off the right or the left? Because the more I think about it, he could actually play both for us. Like, Leon Bailey has been awful. So if he does want to play off the right-hand side instead of Leon Bailey, I am well all for that. But let me know, YouTube, in the comment section down below. It's looking likely now. Jack Harrison will sign for Aston Villa. So I'm excited. He has probably chosen us. It's going to happen. Drop a like on this video for me. Drop a comment down below. I love having engaging conversations with you. I do reply to every single comment. And hit that subscribe button to my channel. That would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive mental attitude. Peace out. One love. Up the Villa.